Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's up, guys? Street Justice here. Welcome back to my channel. We are back to the reaction to Game of Thrones on this Game of Thrones Thursday. This is Season 3, Episode 10, the Season 3 finale. Mhysa? Either way, I'm still recovering from that last episode. My heart still hurts. My stomach's still in pain. That was a rough one. And I know some people will say, they're just characters, moving on to the next. But when you truly become invested in a story and you start to care about the characters, their deaths can just hit different. And those deaths, they definitely hit different, at least for me. I'm sure many of you guys as well. If you're watching this reaction, you were probably impacted by that episode just like I was. That was a crazy one. After I saw that episode later that night, I was full on Game of Thrones everything. I went on eBay. I actually bought House Stark all black tea with the direwolf over the heart. I went on Amazon. I bought house banners. I'm hoping they arrive before I do start Season 4, so that way I can hang them up, switch up the background even a little bit. I got House Stark, House Lannister, House Targaryen, so yeah, I'm pretty much fully invested into this show. If you guys haven't realized by now, I definitely am a fan of Game of Thrones, but yeah, if you guys are looking for my full reactions to the show, you're definitely going to want to check out that last one. The link to my Patreon is down in the description below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash that like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Season finale time. Let's go. We're jumping right into things here. Fucking brutal. Are you kidding me? And Arya had to see that? That's how they treat him? Look how giddy this fuck is.
Killed a few puppies today.
Sharon.
Oh. Apologies, my lord. Old fingers.
I hate that guy.
Rosalind caught a fine fat trout. Her brothers gave her a pair of wolf pelts for her wedding. Signed, Walder Frey. Is that bad poetry, or is it supposed to mean something?
Robb Stark is dead. And his bitch mother. Write back to Lord Frey. Thank him for his service, and command him to send Robb Stark's head. I'm going to serve it to Sansa at my wedding feast.
Your Grace, Lady Sansa is your aunt by marriage.
A joke. Joffrey did not mean it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he definitely
I'm going
did.
to have it served to Sansa at my wedding feast.
No, she is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone is mine to torment.
Look at this
Did
kid.
you well to remember that, you little monster?
Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now kings are dying like flies.
Is that a threat?
I could have your tongue out for saying that.
Let him make his threats.
I am the king! I will punish you.
Someone please change
The man who
that.
must say, I am the king, is no true king.
My father won the real war. He killed Prince Rhaegar. He took the crown while you hid under Castle Rock.
He's going at Tywin now. This isn't good for him. Tyrion's happy though.
The king is tired. See him to his chambers.
Come on.
Grand Maester, perhaps some essence of nightshade to help him sleep.
I'm not tired.
Yo, it was only a matter of time. And I said it before, a few episodes back. I want to see how Tywin handles Joffrey. He's handling him pretty well.
You just sent the most powerful man in Westeros to bed without his supper.
You're a fool if you believe he's the most powerful man in Westeros.
Joffrey is king.
You really think a crown gives you power?
No, I think armies give you power. Robb Stark had one, never lost a battle, and you defeated him all the same.
He got fucked over.
Walder Frey is many things, but a Brave man. No, never would have risked such an action if he didn't have certain assurances.
Which you got from me. You disapprove.
I'm all for cheating. This is war. But to slaughter them at a wedding, the Northerners will never forget.
Good. Let them remember what happens when they march on the south.
I'll never forget.
You ever heard about the rat cook?
No? Who's he?
Just a cook in the Night's Watch. The cook killed the king's son, cooked him into a big pie. The gods turned the cook into a giant white rat who could only eat his own young. He's been roaming the Night Fort ever since. He killed a guest beneath his roof. That's something the gods can't forgive.
I hate this fuck so much.
The late Walder Frey.
The Blackfish escaped.
An old man on the run, with no allies. Must have been torture following that stupid boy all over the country.
He ignored my advice at every turn. If he'd been a trifle less arrogant.
Calling himself the Young Wolf.
And now they're just talking shit about him.
Here's to the Young Wolf. Oh.
Forever young.
Will you move to Winterfell now that the war's over?
At some point, perhaps.
What happened up there? I heard the Greyjoy boys seized the place.
I sent my bastard Ramsay to root him out. Robb Stark offered amnesty for the Ironborn if they gave us Theon. They handed him over, trussed and hooded. But Ramsay, well...
I forgot about that.
Ramsay has his own way of doing things.
What? Yeah.
Pork sausage. Next time you think about
This is so morbid.
when you feel an itch.
Oh my god.
Alright. I shouldn't make jokes.
How can this guy just sit there and do that?
Kill me. A little louder.
Kill me!
You're no good to me, dead. We need you.
For what? If he just would have stuck by King Robb, everything would have been different. The fuck?
Don't kill me!
I'm a brother of the Night's Watch.
My brother, he's in the night.
Shush. Who's your
Say his name.
You're John's brother.
Yes.
The one who fell from the window.
No, I'm not.
I've been round ghost enough to know a direwolf when I see one. I'd be dead if it wasn't for John. If you're his brother, you're my brother too, and anything I can do to help you, I will.
Take us north of the wall.
I give you until the full moon to order all Ironborn scum out of the north. On the first night of the full moon...
Is it gonna be in there?
In the box, you'll find a special gift. Theon's favorite toy. He cried when I took it away from him.
Don't show it. Don't show it. Holy fuck.
Leave the north now, or more boxes will follow with more Theon. Signed, Ramsay Snow, natural-born son of Roose Bolton, Lord of the Dreadfort, and Warden of the North.
She wants to do something.
Boy's a fool.
Get him back.
I'm going to pick the fastest ship in our fleet. I'm going to find my little brother. And I'm going to bring him home.
Tell you what, though. The hardest thing was getting that wolf's head to stay on the body.
Kill him.
What do you want?
Mind if I keep warm?
Fuck off. What kind of coin is that?
It's worth a lot. Sorry.
What's she gonna do? Ow! That's not even her first kill.
Is that the first man you've killed?
The first man.
She's killed before, though.
Next time you're going to do something like that, tell me first.
She still has the coin.
You always knew who I was. What I am. No, you won't hurt me.
Take her with you.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I do know some things. I know I love you.
Go with him. Holy shit! I did not see that coming.
What are you doing? You're leaving. Is this some kind of trick?
Yes, but not on you. Where should I go? Just keep the post on your left side until you reach King's Landing.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's right. And because I'm a slow learner.
This is the right thing to do, but I feel like he's gonna die for it.
John, he's yours.
He's in rough shape.
Yo.
Tell him about his brother. When was the last time they saw each other? It's been so long.
They will come, Your Grace. When they're ready.
Perhaps they didn't want to be conquered.
You didn't conquer them. You liberated them.
Mhysa!
Mhysa.
What does it mean? It means mother.
She's gone a really interesting way about building her army. She grants people their freedom and lets you choose if you wish to fight for her afterwards. Let me pass. She's gonna be among her people now. Alright guys, that was the Game of Thrones Season 3 finale, Season 3, Episode 10, Mhysa. I didn't know what that word was, or even how to say it at the start of the episode. At the very end of the episode, they did show us what it's actually all about. It does mean mother. I thought that was super cool. Very, very epic scene, especially with Khaleesi just walking among her people that she just freed. And I said it at the very end too, but she has a very interesting way of going about building her army, because she frees people and then she gives them the choice of whether or not they want to actually fight for her or join her people and become one of her people. And from what we've seen, pretty much every single time, they always choose to follow her. I think a few people left when she first walked into the fire. I could be wrong, but I feel like a few people abandoned her. They didn't fully have their trust in her just yet after that Season 1 event. But by now, everywhere she goes, and I said it before, I think it was two reactions ago, that Khaleesi still stays winning. Like, I don't think she's taken an L since Season 1, or at the very beginning of Season 2, because even when she got captured, I already went over this before, but that was the shortest kidnapping of all time. So, yeah, I feel like something bad does have to happen to her, though, because she has been so successful in her journey thus far. But who knows? It's just that I've come to think now with this show, when somebody's happy, it's just not going to usually last for long. I even got a little bit scared at the end. I didn't say anything, but when she was walking among her people, then they like raised her up on their shoulders, and it was like a feel-good moment. But because it's Game of Thrones, I was like, is somebody going to, like, one of the warlocks going to appear and just try to shank her or something? Like, that's the kind of feeling that I got in my gut at that type of moment. When it's supposed to be like a joyous, monumental occasion, they're calling her mother, like she just freed all these people, and that's what I'm thinking about. But after the last episode, can you guys blame me? Like, I'm still recovering from that. I'm kind of glad that this episode wasn't, I don't want to say slower, but it was a little on a lesser scale, because that last episode, I don't know if we're ever going to come across another event like that in this show that's going to be as monumental as the Red Wedding. Because, yeah, I'm still recovering from that. It might be a while. Even near the start of this episode, when we saw Arya and her make her escape from where they were, the twins, we saw the body of King Robb and the direwolf. Those sick fucks, they actually put the direwolf's head on his body, and they're prancing around on the horse like, oh, the king of the north, the king of the north, the young wolf. Like, that was disgusting, man. Like, if you're gonna kill the man, kill him, be done with it, but do that to his body afterwards, like, that's some morbid shit. So I hated seeing that. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit choked up. Who knows what they did to Kat's body. And then we heard all these people too talking shit about it afterwards. Even when Arya and the Hound, they came across them just traveling on the road afterwards. They're like, oh, slit her throat. She was like, oh, doing like this. That was just brutal. I hated that. And then Arya, seeing her get her revenge, it wasn't much. It wasn't the real revenge on any of the real guys that are actually involved, but some of the henchmen there, That was a badass moment for her. And I even said it wasn't the first person she's ever killed, but she did say it was the first man she's ever killed, but still, it's a start. Rest in peace, King Robb. Rest in peace to all the Starks. Cat, his unborn child, his wife, the direwolf. Like, they deserve better. I hate seeing the Starks get fucked over in this show, and it feels like they've been fucked over worse than anyone. Jaime, he got his big reunion with Cersei. That was kind of a touching moment too. Like, I'm not a huge super fan of them. I'm not one to ship them, but it was nice to see them get back, or see him get back, make it home. I feel like this episode, even though it wasn't like some huge epic scale of an episode, we didn't see like major battles, anything, it tied up some loose ends, and it kind of gave us some room to breathe a little bit after the last episode, because they know exactly what they did to us, and I'm sure most people didn't recover by the time this episode aired. So yeah, I don't know what to say, because we did bounce around so many different places this episode. We saw Arya. Oh, I did really like seeing, there's a few things that I still want to go over, but there's a few things that I did really like this episode, and that was the reunions of some sort, because we did see, and even the meetups, we saw Hodor and Bran and them. They were staying the night at some place. I didn't catch where they were actually staying, but then in the middle of the night, I thought a prank was being pulled on them. I thought it was going to be that one wildling woman, but I guess she left. I completely forgot about that until now, that she left with the youngest Stark. So yeah, that's probably why I didn't even think about it at the moment, but I was like, oh, she's just playing a prank on him from his previous story about the rat cook, Bran's previous story. And then coming from the well, it was not the Rat King, it's not her either, it was actually Sam. That surprised me, caught me off guard. I did not expect him to pop up out of that well, but to see him actually meet Bran and then see the direwolf be like, wait, you're Jon Snow's brother, and then he denied it at first. Like, I don't know if I should be admitting who I am, but he's like, no, I've hung around ghosts long enough to know a direwolf, and I do know the story. You fell from the tower. You're Jon Snow's younger brother. And then to see them, like, he was only with them for a short period of time, but to see them, like, I don't know, kind of going on a little bit of an adventure there. He led them to where they need to go. That was nice to see. And then it really sucked that they had to split up. Where exactly is Bran going? Like, he just keeps on saying he has to go north of the wall, but I don't know exactly what his fate is, what his destiny is, why he has to go out there, and what's going to take place when he does get to where he needs to be. I guess we have to wait and see till season 4, but winter is coming, folks. Sam made it back. Jon Snow made it back shortly after. That's the reason why I'm pissed off that Bran didn't go with him, because he would have met up with Jon Snow. That's 2 episodes in a row where they were so close to each other. They just missed. But are we ever going to see the Starks reunite? I hope we get to see the remaining ones, because Lord knows we're never going to see Kat get to see her children again, or get to see their older brother as the king. Like, this show, man, they took that away from us. If you're going to kill them, I know I'm still going on about episode 9, but it pisses me off so much. If you're going to kill them, why didn't you give us that feel-good moment first of having them reunite and then go to the wedding? Whatever happened to his uncle, too? I'm guessing they just killed him. We didn't actually see what happened to Robb's uncle, but I don't really care about that character anyway. I hated him, so if he died too, who cares? But still, they did say, what's that one Stark's name? He's like the uncle, the other one, I think. But apparently, like, I want to say it's Black something, not Black Crow. You guys know. Definitely let me know, because I know you know who I'm talking about. It's like Black Snail. Oh my god, I don't want to look it up, because I know if I googled it, it'll say, oh, this character died this episode here. So I always try to avoid all spoilers, but I didn't know that he actually got away. So that's interesting, because they didn't show him this episode either, but Frey and Bolton, they did talk about him escaping, and they both kind of just brushed it off. And I have a feeling that they probably shouldn't be brushing it off, because it's going to lead somewhere. But yeah, what else went down this episode? Went over the Arya stuff. There's some stuff with Tyrion and the council. Ooh, a big moment was Joffrey and Tywin going up against each other, kind of butting heads a little bit there. I'm surprised in Tywin, but if Joffrey really wanted to, could he take a shot at Tywin, or would people just basically tell Joffrey to fuck off? Because I don't know exactly like the chain, how it works. I believe that Joffrey has more power, but Tywin, he even said it to Tyrion this episode. Do you think having or whoever wears the crown actually holds the power? And Tyrion said it's whoever has the army. So that's some very interesting stuff, seeing those two butt heads, Tywin and Joffrey, because we all know Joffrey's a little shit, but Tywin, he's a boss and he is savage. Kind of like Stannis. We saw some similarities between the two this episode. Stannis is willing to just sacrifice and kill off Gendry. He doesn't really care. If in the long scheme of things it's going to help him, then he's all for it. But that one fisherman, I always forget his name, Stannis' Hand of the King, he went above and beyond to actually save his life, and you just knew he was going to come back. And at the very end of the episode, we saw he was sentenced to death by Stannis just for doing that. And then the Fire Priestess, once again, she wasn't happy with him at first, but then she looked into the fire. She must have saw something, because after he gave her the letter that winter is coming, the White Walkers are real, she's like, no, you're going to need them in the future. And then, just like that, Stannis listens to everything she says. Why is she not Hand of the King? Because he doesn't really give a fuck about his current Hand of the King. This was a very interesting episode. I feel like it definitely set some things up for season 4 more than being like a massive, like crazy season finale. I feel like episode 9 was the crazy season finale. This kind of, what's it called? An epilogue, where kind of just everything kind of came to a close. But yeah, good episode. Don't get me wrong. Just because a lot of like action and stuff didn't go down this episode doesn't mean I didn't like it. I still really enjoyed this episode. And it actually got me more hyped for season 4 than the last episode. So I definitely think it did its job. But it definitely felt like a calm before the storm too. So I don't know what's going to come past this point. The Red Wedding was basically the only event that I knew about in the show. I was honest with you guys. And I have heard that the last season of the show is not good. I'll judge it for myself, because I tend to be someone that likes things that other people don't. But who knows? If it's shit, it's shit. I'll call it out. But I have no clue why people say it's bad. So that's the only other thing I knew about the show, is that people don't like the final season. From here on out, even though I went into the Red Wedding blind, I did know that death came from the wedding, so it wasn't 100% blind. From this point on, though, in this show, I don't know what's to come. I know winter's coming. I've been told that 1,000 times. I made a joke, I think it was season 1, where I was like, watch it be not until like season 5 or 6 or the final season when winter finally gets here. It makes sense that the way that they've done things, but it's very interesting how they've set things up to this point now. Jaime's home. How is Tywin going to respond to him being butchered? How is Stannis going to get everyone to come together? Because they're all fighting each other, that they don't even care about what's coming to them from the north. So yeah, season 4 is going to be interesting. I've heard good things about season 4. Hopefully I get my banners before it actually gets here, or before, hopefully the banners get here before I start the season. But yeah, I'm excited for it. We're not even halfway through the show. As crazy as that is, I feel like this season, I said it was slow at the very start. They made me eat my words, because I'm still recovering from what's gone down at the end of the season now. So yeah, good stuff all around. I'm happy that the season has come to a close. I'm not happy about losing the Starks. Please, for the love of God, don't touch a hair on the heads of the remaining Starks. That's all that I ask, by the old gods and the new. Please. I feel like I've gone through too much. Emotional roller coaster. I'm emotionally drained. That's a wrap. Season 3 is in the books, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my reactions to the season. If you enjoyed them, even a little bit, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. You guys can like and subscribe. Really helps my channel grow. Until next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be yo-yoing. When you put that shit on me, then I watch you leave. Let you back in, you came back in and shit on me. Drag me along for a week.